we're at. There's a couple ibex does outside, but you never know. Space Marine seeks a home. Aha. There'll be 4 guys following him, but he can join. Yeah, alright. Let's do this, right? What we're going to do is we're going to take the trading spot. We're going to put it right there. She joins. Excellent. Pause the game. He's a Space Marine. Oh, good. Here, you can be a crafter. And you can do that at 3. And I guess 4 for that. Not for that. Not for this. Did you come with a weapon? No. He did not come with a weapon. Did draft him in over here, and let's have him just pick up this short bow. So you can be like a 3 hunter. Like that. Medical. And take a normal schedule. Attack, don't run away. Let me double check your bio, or you're not like a knight person now? Okay. Alright, so he's gonna be our #1 crafter now, so that should help. Distribute the labor a little bit. Here come the baddies as well. What have we got? 1 bow. I thought we would see more bows. Alright. So they'll come down to the main entrance. So we'll go right here. Maybe we hit 1 with a trap, so there'll be some slight damage. Sheet. Go get your bow, sheet. You know what though? Where's Gruff? Well, he's out here. Too far away to be helpful. Let's move this trading spot real quick a little bit closer to the action. Okay. They went right past sheet. Don't let that guy shoot us. Go stab him. The knife brigade here. All 3 of these guys just with knives. Bones, you can join him with your scalpel. Hadrian, go get Raptor. Farmer, go get Raptor. Okay, this guy's already down. Let's try to get sheet behind the line, as it were. There's a better bow for him, that's positive. That's 2. There's still some guys attacking here. Let's send Hadrian at him with the hammer, and maybe we can get a little prisoner, if you know what I'm saying. A little something from the prisoner. They're gonna steal from us. Oh, he got inside. He cut a hole in the wall. You fucking cunt. You can't have those medical supplies. Hadrian got his ass kicked. Bones, go rescue him. Gruff and Sheet. You guys gotta go stop that guy from running off with our medicine. Oyster, help out. Oh, he didn't go that way. I thought he was coming this way. Gruff, stop. Sheet, go join up with him. Man, I can't believe our hammerman got fucked up so easily. Cut him off. Cut him off at the pass. Yeah, he's dead. We killed everybody. I was hoping to take at least one of them, but we did get a new guy. We got Sheet. Haul our medicine, and then who? Oh, it's Hadrian who's our real builder. So who else can construct? Because we gotta fix the hole in the wall. Ah, okay. Akuja. Fix this hole in the wall, goddammit. Who puts a hole in a wall like that? What the fuck? Yeah, Bones, don't just stand there. Fucking treat him. He got all stabbed up. He's got muscle parasites as well, which is never good. We did fix the hole in the wall, so it should warm up in there. Who's the second doctor? Hakuja. Get some of that oyster action. Bones is gonna go get drunk. He's seen too much blood. treating Hadrian. He saw too much. He saw Hadrian's insides. He's like, is that your asshole? Oh my god. And he just couldn't take it. Couldn't take it. Alright, farmer, you wake up and clean some of this place up. Hopefully lower some infection chances a little bit. Okay. I'm horribly worried about how can he have an alcohol tolerance small? There was only a few beers he picked up off the ground. How can you build a tolerance to alcohol after only a few beers? I can assure you, that is not how it works. Did Twitch start and stop again? No. Surely not. That's the Crossroad episode 5. No, it's more or less working. Okay, great. It's the 4th of April, May. Bones is sleeping in the freezer. We'll want to turn these on for whenever it gets warm enough. We probably need to get some more animals killed pretty stat, huh? Pretty quickly. Man, when do these guys trade? Oh, never mind. Bye! Oh, they just wanted fucking tribute anyways. Kill this. Good luck, Gruff. You need to feed us, man. You're not doing your job as the paterfamilias. You're not doing your job. Be more paterfamilias. So I just had like 7 people drop through in the last like 7 minutes. Do you think they all reported me for dick jokes? So funny. It's so funny. Soliciting pornography. You could for $1 for D-pics. Hadrian, he's on the mend. She, what kind of gear you got on underneath there? You got a fox fur parka. Fox fur. Guinea pig t-shirt and rhinoceros leather pants. Chase after that bloody squirrel, Gruff. Yeah, good job. There's more wildlife coming in. That's good. Gotta keep Gruff busy hunting. See if we're gonna piss off that Ibex. Oh, I think that was a combo. He died right as he raged, I think, is what that was. She doesn't have a bed, huh? Here. Yeah, we'll unmedical that bed. Everybody lives in a cave. I'm sure they love it. They love it. Oh, we do have enough granite. Oh my god, the tortoise is pissed. Okay, Gruff, your job is to kill that tortoise before he reaches you. Can you do it? I don't actually think you can. Oh, there's a hit. She's really pissed. Second hit. Or probably a third. Come on, Gruff. Oh, another one. Oh man, this is fucking tortoise. Missing a lung, 2 eyes. Wait, how can it tell where we are? 2 eyes are cut out and it's still coming for us. That's bullshit. We're gonna have to run away. Don't let that turtle catch you. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. How can it follow us? It has no eyes. Is it by scent? Is the turtle hunting by scent? Turtles hunt by scent? No, I don't think they do. My experience with turtles is not particularly extensive, but I believe that they hunt by fear. They can smell fear, and that's how they hunt. Is that right? Ugh, finally. Fucking A, Gruff. This is kind of defective, right? He won't haul, Gruff, but he will bring back game he just killed. So someone else is going to have to come out here and get that dead turtle before it rots. Free tables, though. It's Sam. Oh, Mr. Frodo! Turtles! Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Turtles. Put turtles. Free drugs from this guy. Unfortunately, Sam went crazy before he made it home, so he dropped the turtle on the ground. Oh, but hey, the farmer picked it up. Jason Statham himself, farmer, from the Dungeon Siege movies. How's that? We could like sneak in another bedroom if we make this one longer, and we'll move that up there, right? Yeah, that's what we'll do. When I build this building and get us out of the cave, you want to keep the guys hunting as well, because otherwise we're gonna starve to death. These are the only ones I actually trust him to kill. I feel like wild boars are actually higher than 2% for what it's worth. We did build this smithy and we do have sheet, so sheet. How's your crafting? It's a 2. Okay, never mind. Keep making bricks. We need a 7 so we can get sheet to make some armor. We can up armor our Humvees. I mean Gruff. What happened today in the news? Highly contagious COVID-19 strain found at Michigan prison. Oh, yay! Locked up with a virus. Great. Steve Irwin's son wins award for bushfire image. Is it a picture? Yes, it is a picture from a helicopter. Oh no, from a drone. He took the picture heroically when his battery was almost flat. It's on the BBC. Obviously, Robert Irwin is what, Australian, right? But the battery is almost flat. Feels like a very English expression. This has lyrics, and I have it set for instrumental only, so thumbs down. Thumbs down. Right, so Haguja and eventually Hadrian, I guess, right? You want to start building stuff? Yep, there you go. We'll make the door from steel. No, the door's from steel, thank you very much. What's going on here? It's on instrumental only. You can see this icon with the mouth, or without the mouth, as it were. Who is that? I have no mouth and I must scream. Who's that? What's that author's name? Actually, don't remember. Hey, King Horse. Meyer Leonard being vilified by NBA pansies for having the balls and integrity to stand for the anthem. Does it take integrity to do what's expected of you previously? I don't actually know who Meyer Leonard is, or the criticism he has gotten. So now I broke Pretzel, I think. Yeah. I mean, they're in my book. They're welcome to stand or not stand. I don't give a shit. I don't think that's like a substantial political statement at all. I never thought it was. Coming from anyone. The kneeling is, if you feel like you're compelled to kneel, then kneel. If you want to stand and salute, then go ahead and salute. I don't give a shit. I really don't think that's a meaningful political gesture. I think people have tried to make it seem like there is one behind it, but it's not really one. If you don't kneel there, the people harass you. I mean, I watched the U.S. women's national team play twice a month ago, and some of them are kneeling, some of them are standing. There was no particular harassment, though it was commented on that not all of them were doing the same thing. I'm not sure why people are upset by people kneeling or not kneeling. It means nothing. It means something to me because they shouldn't bring that nonsense into sports, so I boycott. I definitely don't watch the women's national team either. No, I watch them. I watch every single game. And I support the politics that say people shouldn't be beaten by cops or mistreated in general by authority. I support that 100%. Let me make that clear. But I don't care whether people kneel or not kneel. And I'm not interested in giving them social stigma for doing either. But as far as restricting politics from sports, I also don't believe in that. I object to that concept entirely. I believe that people have the right to speak whenever they want to speak. And the suggestion that they remain apolitical because they're involved in sport is, fascist. And if you don't want to hear it, that's unfortunate that you don't want to hear the convention or the conversation that people are having. But I in no way object to them doing it. I don't necessarily agree with people when they make political statements, but the suggestion that they shouldn't be allowed to do so because politics shouldn't be in sport or something is, like I said, kind of fascist. In the end, the restriction of speech in general, right, is fascist. I think everybody agrees with that idea. And if you think that Meyer Leonard shouldn't receive criticism for standing up for the national anthem, then surely you think that people shouldn't be criticized for kneeling because they're the same type of speech. One has been the default for so long. But people having other opinions is not somehow lesser speech or something like that. I have the right to boycott. Of course, you have the right to boycott. You can make your speech through withholding your commerce from them. Absolutely. The issue is they have their conversation and yours is not allowed. It's not a political statue for political issue to stand for your anthem. Overt support for your government is a political speech. Overt support for government is political speech. If I say I support the Senate and its impeachment trial, that's political speech. If I stand up and say I support America, that's political speech. Patriotism is political. Objections to patriotism are also political, obviously. Like I said, I disagree with people giving the person you're talking about a hard time for standing. But I also think that people should be allowed to kneel and otherwise protest all they like. Because I believe in the freedom of people to have political speech. Like objecting to the national anthem or not. I think it's unfocused and not particularly meaningful political speech. But I can't stop them from doing it, nor am I interested in doing so. It's not productive in my mind, but whatever. People do all sorts of stuff that I consider not productive. Let's add another set of crop zones, because we clearly didn't have enough food to make it through the winter. We ended up having to hunt and stuff. And we're down to basically no food. We are down to no food now. We wanted rice, though. And we want to till that soil. So it's actually useful. More animals. Let's hunt all these things. It's not really much. I agree that it's not productive. Sports were always an escape for me. Yeah, but I mean... Okay, so think back in sport through history, right? Breaking the color barrier in sport was a major political act, right? So the first black to play in the Major League Baseball. Is that Hank Aaron? I actually can't remember, but that's clearly a political act. It's an overt political act, and it changed American culture in some way. So this is from a fight? That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Who did it to him? Bones. The doctor did it to him. That's fucked. All right, Gruff, you gotta go rescue him because the doctor's insane. Is he going after someone else? Yes. Okay, great. This is what our society has descended to. They're beating each other in the streets. So right, the first black man in quote unquote white or mainstream sports, obviously political. The first male female tennis match, obviously political. The first televised woman's only fighting competition, obviously political. Fuck, they're both down now. Are you fucking kidding me? This is fucking bullshit. The whole fucking colony is gonna collapse now because of a knife fight. And Gruff, are you not fucking treating people? Oh, he did tend to Hakuja. This is so fucking bullshit. We gotta add another doctor. I mean, they're all garbage at it. Farmer, come treat Hadrian. Other massive political moments in sport. Oh, the what's it, 36 Olympics, where Hitler made a spectacle out of you know, supposed Aryan superiority, which of course led to you know, his political philosophy was on display in sport. The Olympics themselves, right? Which restarted at the beginning of the 20th century in the early 1900s as a political act, as an act of attempted unity and peace. The original Olympics, of course, where the ancient Greeks excluded all foreigners from their games, and even of course Alexander the Great had to petition to be recognized as a Greek to participate in the Olympics, which he did. Those are obviously overt political acts. I mean, it's a myth that politics. There's a myth that politics aren't in sport. That's never been true. Sport has always been political. Gruff is dead, so I'm gonna cheat. Because otherwise he's dead. That bear is gonna kill him. Hey, but on the other hand, free bear. That bear would have killed him, and then I would have had yet another dead person. As it is now, we may not survive with the people we have down. They might get infections and die. That's what I call unfun, and it's one of the things that drives me crazy in this game. Yeah, and I mean, I can't think of an era of sport that wasn't heavily political in some way or another, because sport is so much an essential part of human experience and human life. And I mean, even if you think about like what's a good example? The appointment of the first black head coach in the NBA. If you don't think national security is politics, King Horse, I think I have to suggest otherwise. Also, social is politics. Politics is social. Politics is literally the life of the state, right? The politics is integral to human existence as creatures that are social. And political agendas have always been carried out through social cooperative activities. You don't have politics without having multiple people, and you don't have sport without having multiple people either. It's absolutely, absolutely self-evident that sport is political, and always has been. So Bones can't get back up. Hadrian is still down. Hakuja's up walking again, so at least he can pick up a knife eventually. That is the biggest bit of bullshit ever. One little rage fit sent the whole colony into a downward spiral. What actually even caused his original mental break? Though now we're starving again. Let's shoot some of these. The whole place is collapsing. Where are you, Hakuja? Hakuja thinks that he's leaving, but I beg to differ. This is now a prison. Unfortunately. Prison. And you're a deputized. Okay, no, apparently you're not. Gruff? Hello? Try to arrest Hakuja. Get him. Get out here. Get out here. Fucking A. Rescue him. Everything's just going to hell in the colony. I think that means he won't have left because his mental state was broken by getting the shit kicked out of him by Sheet. Of course, that means Sheet is hurt again. So there's yet another... Oh, Sheet somehow managed not to get injured. You don't see a difference between shouting about politics on a court and allowing people to play, then I don't know what to say. Dude, kneeling during the anthem is not shouting. It's a discreet and quiet political act. It shouldn't even bother anybody because it's so discreet and quiet. It's one of the least meaningful, disturbing, and shouty things you could do. Now, if someone, the model of the kneeler were literally shouting, I don't know, fuck the police or all cops are bastards, then you might make an argument about him shouting. But in fact, kneeling is a quiet, very hard to object to protest. It's a silent protest, like say for example, lying in the street in front of traffic is a silent protest. It doesn't bother you or get in your way at all. Oh, murderous rage. No. This is just getting stupid now. The game is just spiraling. Stop mental state. Oh, look, I fixed the fucking problem. There's also no food, which is the real problem, right? So let's do a couple kills. We'll still butcher them. But at least it'll give us something. All of this because of no food, I guess? I guess. Free pork! Free pork! Is that all? Yeah. Pigs from heaven. Alright, Sam. Why don't you get out here and fucking butcher some pork? Then maybe you can stop being a little bitch, Sam. Oh, Mr. Frodo, I'm fucking in a murderous rage! There's plenty of lecturing. I was using hyperbole. But not on the court. Because during the anthem, the thing that you were originally objecting to, they're just standing there. Or not standing there, as it were. Like, sitting there on your knee with your fist in the air is pretty quiet. Pretty mild protest. But if you object to them then lecturing outside the court, where's your line for political speech? Do they not get to talk politics at all because they're athletes? But, does that mean you don't get to talk politics at all because you're a whatever you do for a living or don't do for a living? The idea that somehow like a certain class should have access to political speech, but only at times that don't get in the way of your enjoyment of something. I mean, that's crazy. The idea that it's objectionable for someone to kneel, it's just always been so strange to me. Like, I also don't think it's useful. I think it's a waste of time and kind of inane. But I don't care if they do it because it doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. Who even pays attention to the point of the national anthem during sports games? When you watch a sports game at home, Do you stand up for the national anthem? I mean, when I'm in a stadium, which has been a long time, generally speaking, if I happen to make it to my seat before the national anthem, which frankly I'd be lucky in most cases, I will generally stand for the national anthem. However, I don't put my hand on my heart. I won't take a hat off if I had a hat on. I won't salute, obviously, because I'm not and never have been military. Like, it's like a, I mean, frankly, the national anthem, performing the national anthem at all is a little strange for sport. It's just a fucking basketball game. In the case of Meyer Leonard. I think it's really weird that we do it. Oh, can we finally pick up a hammer then for you? Sam, you got a weapon. Oyster Gruff, Sheet's got a weapon. Bones is needing additional treatment. That's for his muscle parasites, so that's fine. Hakuja, pick up that knife. Bones, you can pick up a knife as well. Oh, really poor. Where did Bones originally go down? It was like over here, right? I don't see his knife, so he must have had a poor knife. Unless it's on the bed somewhere. Is this his knife? No, he can't walk. Never mind. He's still fucking crippled after all this time. Innocuous political speech doesn't bother me, even if I don't like it. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Over political acts like, I don't know, bombing somewhere or something. Obviously, that bothers me. But like people having their opinions that I don't care for, doesn't fucking bug me. I'm not sure why. It's just whatever. How does it affect me? It doesn't. I've been in weird situations with protests too, where like uncomfortable ones. I really don't like crowds, for what it's worth. And I've had like crowds like show up at places I've been at to demonstrate about stuff, and just been like, oh, why are you doing this? Like, how is this helpful? I've also been like behind people making human chains on expressways, and like had to wait for them to get off the road or get dragged away by police. And like that annoys me, but it doesn't actually like affect me in any way. It's like, oh, I'm late going home. Great. What a great horrible thing. I need to make sure that that's never allowed again. It's just not meaningful. It's like, I mean, my day was mildly inconvenienced by people protesting. That said, I also agree with a lot of the things people protest against. I think there's a lot in the world that needs to be addressed, and there's a lot of social issues that need conscious raising, and things that people need to do to make our lives better. Whether any of them are accomplished through politics or social protests, I don't know. Probably not, but they're trying. And it's certainly better to be a trier than a person who's, just given up on trying to fix or improve the world. King Horse says, too much propaganda and control from leftist people policing what you can feel. Throw in blocking traffic and lecturing and people will be fed up. Like, it's a myth that the behavior is associated with leftists. And here's the illustration of the myth. You clearly don't consider yourself left, but you want people to not be able to protest at basketball games. That's exactly what you're talking about. That's you policing how people are allowed to protest, aka feel, in an innocuous and harmless way. That's you, a person who is not on the left, doing exactly what you said that you object to leftists doing, as it were. Not the other way around. Which isn't to say it doesn't happen, because there's a lot of social compulsion for people via pressure, but social pressure. That happens. But you're doing it too. It's not a left behavior. In fact, I'd argue that conservative forces tend to be more likely to conserve or perform conservative behavior. right? The very definition of conservative is like to keep in line with what was, or to maintain the status quo. And, people didn't used to kneel during anthems. So objecting to kneeling during anthems is conservative for the purpose of the change. So this rhino has now been caught. Let's open this door. So that means that, that's the one holding the line, as it were. So objecting to political speech. You can't say I'm the same when I'm tired of being pushed. It's not harmless, it's divisive. What political thought isn't divisive unless you agree with it? What political thought isn't, quote, divisive unless you agree with it? I mean, it's just a nonsensical thing to say. As far as you can't say I'm the same when I'm tired of being pushed. No one's pushing you. They're expressing their own opinions, and they have the right to express those opinions. Now, if you're going to argue that Meyer Leonard has the right to express his opinion, I totally agree with you. And people shouldn't prevent him from doing it. But at the same time, the idea that you can prevent people from doing similar expression, since the opposite of kneeling is not kneeling, that's clearly a certain behavior. You're clearly tolerating that behavior when it comes from yourself, but objecting to it when it comes from someone else. That's hypocritical. I mean, you have to acknowledge that. It's political speech to stand in support of your country, and it's political speech to stand and disagree with your country. Those are all political speech. And the kind of like exclusion of one as valid, largely based on ideology, seems unfair. You don't feel divided with you. I mean, I think you like me. I like you too. You seem like an interesting guy. I've always gotten along with you. But I have opinions that are obviously quite contrary to yours in this matter. And that's literally divided us. Now I'm trying to deliver them in a manner which I consider respectful and nice, but they're clearly not the same, right? They're clearly not equivalent. We don't want to build another fire here. Man, fire building is so far down the priority list in this game, it never gets done. If I say something, I might get in trouble. Left opinions are protected. It depends on what you say, right? And you say left opinions are protected. All right, think about like far left opinions, which is to say things that are well outside our ideological spectrum in this country. What's a good example of that? During the height of the BLM stuff last summer, there were a lot of people calling for defunding the police. The idea that was socially acceptable is far-fetched, right? It was never socially acceptable. People said it, and people certainly face consequences for saying it. If someone told me to shut up cracker at work, they may be scolded but not fired. Okay, yeah. I mean, you realize there's a massive severity difference between cracker and, say, the N-word, right? Or a slur against Southeast Asians or a slur against Hispanics. There's a massive difference. There's never been, for example, a Jim Crow system associated with the N-word, with the word cracker. There's never been like a concentrated effort to prevent whites from voting and then using the word cracker in context of that, right? There's never been political discrimination based on the word cracker. So it's not about whether it's okay to hate white people. It's whether it's meaningful to compare those slurs. And it's not. There's not an even comparison between the two. There's no Gruff won't clean at all. Sheet, will you clean? There's no comparison between the severity of those words, and there never was. And it's not because it's okay to hate one group or another. It's because there's a massive difference between the systemic sociocultural context of those slurs. There's a massive difference. So, do I like it when I'm called a pinche gabacho? No, I don't fucking like it. I don't fucking like it. But have I ever suffered institutional discrimination based on me being a pinche gabacho? No, I have not. And that's just the way it is. It's pretty straightforward. If you have a massive, record of historical discrimination and bias, the terms and culture associated with that bias are more offensive than the terms and culture associated with similar but non as venomous words for other groups. Which is why we all think it's absurd for simp to be classified as a slur by Twitch when addressed to specific people. Because we know that the bias against so-called simps has never been as pronounced as the bias or discriminatory practice against other people of certain groups. I think that's pretty clear. In the end, I don't ever object to people having the right to make political speech. I can't have it. But as far as, the use of slur for the purpose of comparison, there's no comparison. There's not a comparison at all, and it has nothing to do with the actual whether the word is a slur or not. It's whether there's, a substantive level of bias and or discrimination that are associated with the slur, which of course there's not in that case. But also, there's something really fundamentally wrong with that argument in the first place, because it suggests that the only thing holding you back from using the N-word to describe people is you're worried about the consequences of it. That's weird. Right? The only thing holding you back from using the N-word, surely it isn't that you're worried about the consequences. You probably don't actually want to call people that word because you probably aren't explicitly racist. That's my experience with most people who make this argument. They don't want to use the N-word to slur people because they don't really think of people that way. And so the argument is fallacious in itself, right? Like, they're not equivalent. They're not equivalent. More importantly, you don't use it that way or ever wanted to use it that way. You just object to being called names, which I think everybody does. But the process of calling you that name is not the same. Oh my God. Killer cats. All right, this is very dangerous. In real life, a pack of human hungry cats would be like serious concern, right? Like, you would never, like, if this happened, it would be pretty close to the zombie apocalypse. That's a dumbass implication to make. I mean, no, I think it's pretty fair. I mean, I don't honestly think you want to call people the N-word. I could be wrong, but I don't honestly think you do. And as such, I think on its face, prima facie, I think the argument is invalid. because you're not actually, you know, just waiting to casually say it. You don't actually think that you would say it if but for the consequences. Hunt cats. Don't hunt cats in real life. You're not just like waiting to say it at any time. You don't readily need it and only worry about what happens to you if you say it. Unless you are, but I'm surprised. I would be surprised if you did. I don't like the throwing stones and hiding behind your race. I could just say you're invalid too, and we'll go nowhere. I mean, I'm not sure where you're going with the invalid thing, but throwing stones and hiding behind your race it's really weird. I don't think that's happening when people call people crackers, because first of all, I don't think it's actually meaningful for people to call people crackers. Like, I've been called a cracker and I don't care, and I don't think you care either. I don't think you probably want to be called names, because I don't think anybody likes that. But I don't think you're like, oh my god, I've been oppressed by being called cracker. You just don't want to be called names, and I don't know anybody who does. Can somebody fix this? But I don't think anyone also thinks that cracker and the N-word are equivalent. I think that's it's a false equivalence that no one genuinely believes. If you're ever worried growing up in Philadelphia, then you damn sure better believe it means something. I've heard the word used in a derogatory fashion. It does not mean the same thing. They're not equivalent terms, right? But like, if you want me to agree on principle that it's inappropriate to call people racially isolated names, I agree. But you can't believe that the severity of those names are equivalent. They're not. And it's just the same, excuse me, as other names that are racially associated, that are less socially unacceptable than the N-word. I can't really think of a current example, but people used to insult Irish Americans by calling them mix. Which I am not using to insult Irish Americans. But people used to call them that. And there was never and will never be a time where that slur is equivalent to the N-word. Even when the Irish were heavily discriminated against. The same goes for the common slur used for Italians in America. It's not, they're not equivalent. I'll be right back.